Hello engineering drafting students. This is a how-to for SKT 6, sketching plate 6 how-to. And we'll switch over to the other camera here. So this is SKT 6 and looks sort of like this. What we're learning to do here is how to sketch some ellipses, but they're also showing you how to sketch those ellipses on the surface of an isometric box. And so this is a little confusing. Probably might blow your mind a little bit, so I'll move a little bit closer. But we'll start out by reading the instructions. It says, using the example below, construct the 4 center ellipses for problems A and B. Refer to the example to establish the radius point for problem B. Okay, so we're going to start out in problem A, and basically what we're trying to do is draw this ellipse. And so I have a 6H pencil. We're drawing this ellipse. And what they've done is they've drawn a parallelogram, okay, so that we can find that. And the idea is we start with the parallelogram, okay, and then from the midpoint of this side of the parallelogram we connect to the vertice there, and we do the same thing here. Come from the midpoint to that, and then we do the same thing on the other side. Midpoint, this is the middle point to that vertice, and middle point to this. So that's what all of these construction lines are. Then this is the center line. The center line goes from midpoint to midpoint and midpoint to midpoint. So that's our mark. So it's as if we're looking down on a cylinder. So here's a cylinder, okay, and I'm not sure how well this will work, but if I turn the cylinder right at an angle, not sure the best way to do that, but if I turn the cylinder at an angle like that, okay, you can see that looking at a cylinder looks like an ellipse. Hopefully you can see that outline right of the ellipse is like that. So this is a regular cylinder, and that's what we're learning to draw, is because cylinders or circles, when you look at them in an isometric view, they look like ellipses. Okay, so to be able to do that, we talked about drawing out these constructions. And they've done all the constructions for you on the worksheet. So all that's left for us to do is to sketch in the arc. And what they're saying is from this center point to here, that arc is going to be the same distance all the way around there. It's like a regular circle arc. Now in reality it's not exactly the same, but it's a little bit more bulbous. But what you try to do is, I'd say, find these points along there that are equal distant to be able to draw that. And then the same thing over here, we come about that distance, about that far. Don't be afraid to go into that space a little bit to draw that arc. Then of course we'll come back and darken it in with an HB. Get nice and dark. And then on the top, this is the radius for that arc. So it really is as if this is the center, and we're drawing an arc around that center. So that one is usually the easier one of the two to draw. once again, you know, you just got to use sketching technique. And once you have, you know, like a kind of a handle on it, rotate your paper. Oop, I'm not going quite deep enough there yet. It's a little bit easier to draw arcs if you anchor your hand down on a knuckle or something like that, and just let it pivot around that point. So it's not bad, right? And so then here we're going to do that just in a larger scale. So you'll end up with the arc coming across here and underneath here, and then it's going to be coming around like that. Oop, messed that one up a little bit. It's harder for me to go that direction. Okay. I still need to darken that up, and then here you're just going to do it on all the planes. So you'll end up with an ellipse in this space, and you'll have an ellipse in that space. I'm drawing these quickly. You're going to take your time, do a much better job. And an ellipse in that space. So if you rotate your paper, they're all the same. That one wasn't doing over there. If you have to erase and redo it, don't be afraid to come into those spaces. The tendency is to not make the arcs enough of an arc. So don't be afraid of doing that. Come back with your darker pencil, darken them in. If you need to erase some, do that. I'm going fast. I'm not super happy with these. Okay. But you get the hang of it. Don't forget to letter your name in. Single stroke Gothic letters. And that's a wrap. You're going to do it one more time here, and that'll be a wrap. Okay, good luck.